Hey guys, welcome to the Fight Tonight channel. Friends, before starting to watch this video, I would like to ask you to subscribe to my channel. I really want to get 4,000 subscribers on my YouTube channel. Thanks for supporting me, guys. Ryan Garcia warns Gervonta Davis. He better start training his chin. At this point, even Gervonta Davis' harshest critics will acknowledge that his violent knockout power is very much real, with a KO percentage of just under 93%. More times than not, the Baltimore native has found a way to close the show. When last seen, Davis was busy adding to his long list of highlight reel-worthy knockouts. During the first week of the new year on January 7th, Davis placed his WBA regular lightweight title on the line when he squared off against Hector Luis Garcia. Although he attempted to bemuse Davis by using a bevy of Angeles and slight tricks, the hard-hitting star eventually laid his man out, stopping him in the 9th round. Now the 28-year-old will look to take Ryan Garcia apart. Officially, the two will slug it out in the center of the ring on April 22nd at the T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas, Nevada. By and large, the 23-year-old Garcia is expected to give Davis a raw night at the pugilistic office. However, despite Garcia liking his chances, most of the boxing world believe that, at some point, the power of Davis will prove to be too much. As the former multi-divisional star continues to ramp up his camp activity, Garcia has done the same. In his most recent outing, the flamboyant contender made quick work of Javier Fortuna, blasting him out in the 6th round of their July of 2022 showdown. With Davis putting in the word behind the scenes, Garcia has decided to offer a bit of advice to his long-time rival. In short, Garcia hopes that Davis is doing much more than simply hitting the heavy back and sparring countless hours in preparation for their mega bout. He better start training his chin, said Garcia. Famous American bantamweight prospect Richardson Hitkins believes Ryan Garcia will suffer a crushing defeat at the hands of Gervonta Davis on April 22nd. The 25-year-old boxer is so sure of that he's willing to bet money with anyone. Ryan Garcia is not an elite boxer, he is just gifted with speed and power, and he is popular. And that's the end of it. On April 22nd, these dudes will get beaten or just fall asleep in the ring. I'm willing to bet anything, prospect wrote. At some time, Garcia's promoter Oscar de la Hoya is convinced otherwise. Here is what Oscar reads on his Twitter. My guy Ryan Garcia will not only shock the world, he will make it look easy to win and start building his legacy. Go for it, believes Oscar de la Hoya in Ryan's victory. Gervonta Davis admits that Ryan Garcia will be most difficult opponent of his career. For a number of years now, Ryan Garcia has pushed the buttons of Gervonta Davis. However, no matter how many curse-filled titirates he would be embarked upon, the hard-hitting star from Baltimore, Maryland, openly dismissed Garcia, often referring to him as a tenuous opponent and nothing more than a child. Fast forward just a few years later, and Davis is now citing a different tune, with Garcia building himself into not only one of boxing's biggest stars, but also one of its more lethal punchers. Davis believes that the time for their showdown has finally arrived. Officially, the two are set to meet in the main event slot on April 22nd at the T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas, Nevada. Although he is viewed as a solid favorite on the night, Davis isn't sleeping on his incredibly talented opponent. Garcia, 24, established himself as a reputable adversary following a string of noteworthy wins. Most recently, the former WBC interim titleist laid waste to Javier Fortuna, dropping and stopping the normally durable contender in the 6th round in July of 2022. Davis admittedly has taken notice of some of Garcia's handiwork. By and large, the 28-year-old Davis, unlike his detractors, is firmly on the belief that the level of opposition he is facing up until this point should be respected. But even with Davis leaning up across the ring against the likes of Leo Santa Cruz, Mario Barrios, Rolando Romero, Isaac Cruz, and a long list of others, Davis acknowledges that Garcia, thanks to his height, reach, and the lazarus punching power, will undoubtedly be the most difficult foe he is ever come across. Yeah, for sure, said Davis to Boxing Sun during a recent interview when asked if Garcia will be his most difficult challenge yet. He is the toughest, I would say. Ryan Garcia claims Gervonta Davis does not possess the same attributes as Luke Campbell. This one may be easier. Ryan Garcia claims fighting Gervonta Davis may be easier than fighting Luke Campbell ahead of his clash against Tank. King Ray is set to take on Floyd Mayweather's protege, Gervonta Davis, on April 22nd, at a venue that has yet to be decided. The fight is one of the most highly awaited fights in the division, since the two have been trash-talking for a while now and are also two of the most talented fighters in the division. Ahead of the fight, Garcia spoke about the challenges this fight brings via Boxing Sun. You know, Luke Campbell, you gotta understand that it causes different problems. He is a taller fighter. His shots will hit me at a different range. Davis has to really come up and hit me. It's much different. It's a much different fight, so you never know. This one may be easier. You just don't know. Yes, at face value he is a tall fighter, you know, on paper, but you just don't know. You just don't know. The fight will mark Ryan Garcia's first title fight as he looks to the regular WBA lightweight title. The winner of the fight will look to challenge for the title against Devin Haney. Ryan Garcia and Gervonta Davis engage in heated trash talk at the press conference. Ryan Garcia and Gervonta Davis live up to the hype as they brought their trash talk to the main stage during their press conference. The fighters went back and forth shooting insults to each other. Garcia seemed like the calmer fighter as a Tank got agitated and even came close to King Ray's face. It all kicked off when Garcia said, "You like to fight guys that don't hit hard. But guess what? I do hit hard. And when I hit you with that light hook." Gervonta Davis replied saying, "What else?" Garcia reported, "What else? Watch, when I hit you with it, you are on the floor. Sleep good night." Gervonta Davis clapped back by repeating the question "what else" as a taunt to Ryan Garcia, saying he has only one punch in his arsenal. Tank Davis stated that King Ray is not a complete fighter and relies on just one punch. Davis then stood up to show there was not much hate difference between them. Instead of getting agitated, Garcia calmly dismissed Davis by saying he was not worrying about him. Thanks for watching, guys. If you like this video, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thanks for watching, guys. If you like this video, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. I really want to get 4,000 subscribers on my YouTube channel.